Shalom everyone, this is Rabbi Finkelstein on Kol Torah, Tuesday at noon. This parasha, Parashat Korach, it's one of the most famous parashot, not necessarily because of the positive connotation and content, but rather because of more of the negative connotation and content, talking about one of the most famous, most destructive machloket, dispute that took place among the Jewish people. It's very sad that this disease that started really long time ago in the Jewish history still remains one of the major problems of the Jewish people. And I would like today to try to explore what was the reason, at least one of the reasons, that Korach felt that he need to address his needs and to create this machloket, this dispute that caused so much affliction and troubles and pain to all the Jewish people. When we look at the first claim that Korach present, we see something that it seems to be that we all can identify with. Korach says to Moshe, "Rav lachem, כי כל העדה כולם קדושים, ובתוכם השם. ומדוע תתנסו על קהל השם? It is so much for you. For the entire assembly, all of them are holy, and Hashem is among them. Why do you exalt yourself over the congregation of Hashem?" It seems to be a very, I will say, democratic claim. Who are you, Moshe and Aaron? Why do you think you should be the leaders, you should be the one to appoint everyone to his positions? All of us are holy. We should be a holy nation. That's what God asked us to be. You yourself, Moshe, 2 weeks ago, when the two prophets, Eldad and Medad, prophesied something with a very negative connotation, and Joshua came to Moshe and said to Moshe, "Let's put them in jail." Moshe said, no. I wish I wish והיו כל העם נביאים. I wish that the entire people will be prophets. So here we are, says Korach. All of us are holy. So why do you think you are holier? It is too much for you, says Korach. Let's try to understand. Why are we, or why Moshe, or why God was against such a claim? What is so wrong with the understanding or with a procedure or a system, a social system, that everyone is kadosh, everyone is holy? No hierarchy, no levels in society. This is a great thing what Korach suggests to Moshe. So why it's created so much machloket, such a dispute? I would like to suggest to you the following idea. Like in everything in life, we need to try to find the balance, the izun in Hebrew. By the way, as a side note, izun, balanced in Hebrew, comes from the word ozen. And we know that the point of balance in our body is in our ears, in our ozen. When you find the balance, you know that you can walk straight. You know your path. So when we talk about leadership, and when we talk about relationships between the individual and the community, between the leaders and the followers, we are talking about a very, very delicate balance. On one hand, we know, and we need to be honest, in every society, there is need to be what I will call, in a very basic language of society, leaders, visionaries, people who can execute and take responsibilities to lead. And then we have the people who are going to be led by those leaders and contribute their talent and their qualities. Not everyone can be a leader, and we know that if everyone is going to be a leader, it's going to be very difficult to lead. It's one of the most famous statements by Golda Meir when she was praised to be the first woman who became a prime minister in Israel. She said it's very hard to be a prime minister of other 4 million prime ministers in Israel. Everyone in Israel is a prime minister. And it's obviously very difficult to handle. It's very difficult to lead when everyone thinks he is the leader. But in every society we have a hierarchy. The hierarchy is not based only on wealth or wisdom or lineage. It should be really identified by who are the right people to lead. But then there are expectations from the leaders. They cannot be arrogant. They cannot lead only for their own benefits. They need to see the benefit of the congregation, the community, the nation in front of their eyes, and not necessarily their own needs. We have a balance and expectations from each group. Yes, we do have the Jewish aspiration that everyone will be holy and everyone will maximize his potential of holiness and closeness to God. But in order to get there, in order to reach that potential, you need to have leaders. Korach's claim is without question a very sublime, a very important and a very beautiful ideal that when you match it to reality, it's almost impossible. It sounds great, it looks great, but you cannot implement it in reality. The Jewish people proved that many, many times in the history. When they received the opportunity to lead, they couldn't do it. They had to have a leader that will help them. In the time in Egypt, they were enslaved, they were beaten up, they were afflicted, and no one did a thing. Not only that, they even resist Moshe's leadership at the beginning. So we know that every society needs to have a leader to inspire them, a charismatic leader that cares for them and about them. And this is where Korach was wrong. That was his mistake. He thought that if he will come and claim for the public, he will be the most popular guy. But what Moshe told him is, yes, I wish that we will all be holy and we can all be leaders. But it's not working like that. And me, as the leader, and as God testified on Moshe was the most humble person on earth, I'm the right one to lead. I don't want to lead, says Moshe. I was chosen and I will fulfill my obligation. I think there is a tremendous message to us. We need to realize that we need to have leaders. We need to have trust in our leaders, but they need to earn the trust. It's not that something that comes free. They need to show that they care about the people. And the betterment of the people is really what leads them in their leadership role. Let's hope that we will all understand this delicate balance. And may God give wisdom to the leaders of Israel and the leaders of the Western world and also the leaders of the Arab world to do the right things, not only for Israel, but for the betterment of their own nations as well. Thank you.